If you like this video, please click like, share it, subscribe button's down there. I need to get to 20,000 subs. I keep begging for this. Can you please press it, and then you never have to do it again. And if you want coaching with me in Nottingham Online, all the information is in the bio. How you doing? So I'm still reeling from a few days ago losing against Mark Williams in the Welsh Open. It was disappointing because I had chances. Obviously losing to Mark's no disgrace. He's a legend. But what I'm saying is, ultimately I got chances in that match, which, another day I take. So it got me thinking about what to post about it, because obviously people are questioning me about it because I did make a few glaring mistakes. One in particular in the last frame when I could have made it 3 each. I missed this pink, and it got me thinking about, like I say, what I'm going to post. And people talk about anxiety levels and pressure and twitching and all that. And I just want to explain that there's actually more than one kind of twitching. It's not necessarily a physical twitch. Check it out. Right, here goes. This is this pink that I missed against Mark Williams. It's quite triggering just looking at it, to be honest. It looks tougher from there, but from here, this is the pink, and all I'm going to do is pot it, and I'll be on the black. And then it's 3 each. I'll probably win the decider, and then I'll go on to win the tournament. Fine lines at this level. But look, this shot. Now, we talk about nerves, we talk about pressure, and when you hear the commentators talk about it, or anyone in the sports world, it's the anxiety levels rise. People call it bottle, quite a crude term, which I've used myself, but probably shouldn't, but because it takes bottle to be out there at the end of the day. But yes, when players fail, it's a bit heartbreaking. And most of the times that they fail, it will be because of the mindset. Now, I've read lots and lots and lots of books about this because it's something I've failed at. As to be fair, not just me, a lot of players. There is a group of players that are definitely technically good enough, but they don't get the results that they need or would like because of they don't control the mindset as well as they could. And that is the constant battle, and that's what those players or we are working hard to do, because that is the golden ticket. It really is. Within snooker, within professional snooker levels, you can be relatively average. And what I mean by that is you're not blessed with lots of, flary skill, but if you've got a good mindset, you can get a lot of good results and be a very successful player, because that will enable you to be more consistent in that match arena and play to your level more often, which will win you a lot of matches. It's basically, in every sport's the same, but obviously I know snooker, so I can only talk about snooker with any confidence. So when people fail and they do the twitches, people call it their twitch, right? So there's different kinds of twitches, right? So when you think about the word twitch or whatever, straight away you'll go to some kind of physical sort of bad hit. So when I talk about bad hit, I mean you've not hit where on the cue ball you want to in the correct direction. A good hit can be a quite quick or jerky hit, but a good hit is when you strike those two parts well. So it doesn't have to be a pretty hit. Do you know what I mean? You can hit it lovely and still miss, so that's a bad hit, right? So, but when, the classic bad hit is you hit it and you see a twitch. So you'll see a player get down, and then they'll be anxious and they'll give it one of them, and then you see them in the league doing that all the time, and they miss, and they go, oh, he's twitched it, right? But a way that players miss, especially in the pro game more, is like a mental twitch. So, because when you see players miss on the TV, in these match arenas, it's very rare you see them move or jerk. You might see it every now and again, but generally it looks like a good hit, doesn't it? They've not moved, and it's similar to what they do on most of the other shots. But when I talk about a mental hit, I mean this. When the anxiety levels rise, now it's all relative. You'll be doing this in your league matches. It's the same process happening, just on a different level. But again, to you, it means everything. Even if you don't play snooker, or you probably do if you watch this channel. But, if you've done a speech anywhere, at a wedding, there's the same process happening. The anxiety levels are rising and you're anxious, so the heart beats faster. Some people get sweaty palms. I think one symptom of it that's really, really bad and really hurts people in sport is a busy mind. Now, I talk about this when I'm talking about a big snooker player. All you need to be doing is thinking about pot that to get on that. Now, if you can keep that mindset and that process of your thought process at whatever level you're playing, that will help you play, because that's what you want to be concentrating on, is potting the balls. But again, when those anxiety levels, the amygdala starts kicking off and all that it's hard for you to focus on those shots. And like I said, look at how easy that is. Look, that's 100 out of 100 shot for me. So let's use this shot that I played as an example of this mindset thing. If I'm focused on potting that pink and just getting on that black, I'm going to pot it 100 out of 100. But when that mindset is racing, your mind gets busier and you can't focus on what you need to be thinking to pot that. Now, when I hit that, I can't remember hitting that shot. All I can remember is it hitting missing the jaw, because I missed it by a miles. And that's what I mean. At that split second, my mind just went bang. And that means that I'm not focused, I'm not aiming, basically. And that's what it does. It makes you not aim, which sounds absolutely ludicrous, but that's literally a thing, right? I suffer from that more than any other symptom of nerves. I don't particularly feel physically bad or shake. I don't feel like that anyway. I do lose my white ball a little bit. My white ball becomes awful. I mean, on that same match, I potted a black to screw back off the cushion for a red in the same hole, and I ended up near the pink the white did, and that's just adrenaline, you know what I mean? That's again, a symptom of anxiety. So I do get a bit of adrenaline going, obviously, but I don't feel sweaty or shaky. It's just, that's how it sort of affects me. But again, the mind, quieting my mind down would be a big asset. If I could do that, it'd be fantastic. But again, this sort of shot, most of the time when they miss it, it'll be because of that mindset racing. Strategies on how you can bring those levels down. Obviously, they talk about breathing techniques, your box breathing and things like that, because your breath is linked to your anxiety levels. So if you can bring your heart rate down, that can then bring your anxiety levels down. Absolutely, I do that on my chair. But sometimes when you're actually playing, I think you can get a bit wrapped up in the shot itself and the match situation, and then your mind can just go. And it fascinates me because I don't go into it dreading that situation. I'm looking. The other day, it's a brand new set of balls, it's a brand new cloth, the great arena, great table. You just want to go and play. But obviously, when you're there at times, you just can't do that, and you can't focus on it. That's what the best of the best are doing, better than everybody else. Look at the man of the moment at the minute, Xing Tong. He is obviously super talented. He's got everything. He's got great technique and all that, and he's obviously super talented, and he must see his line exceptionally well. But again, all those qualities that he's got wouldn't be as powerful for him if he didn't have that ability to be calm in those moments. And you can see when he gets in the balls, he scores so quickly because he's keeping his mindset simple, as in just pot that to get on that. And he obviously plays the shots, but a lot of players can play the shots. But again, that as soon as he loses that mindset or gets anxious for whatever reason, he will start missing. Guaranteed. It's not his technique, although how great that is. It's about those anxiety levels, and it's, again, from someone that experiences it, I know I've experienced it for a long time, it's really, really frustrating because that's the key, and it's so hard to sort of grab a hold of at times. Again, you get people, saying, try this, try that, and like I say, I've read loads of books, lots of books, lots and lots and lots, and listen to them as well, and it's usually the same message, but ultimately when you're out there, you're on your own. No book can help you. You've got to try and, deal with that situation best you can. And we go again. So, like I said, when it comes to twitches, the most common twitch is a mental twitch, and that's because the mind's racing. Now, after all that, I'm going to try and pot this pink and get on that black like I should have done the other day. Pre-shot routine, Michael. Pop that to get on that. It's me, you're right. I'm happy I potted it, but it's a little bit annoying. So there you go. It's just a little insight into what sort of players, and you, if you know, in your league matches, you'll be going through that similar process. You know, when you get a bit nervy, when your eyes break. Generally, it's more. Professional players are hurt by the mindset more than amateurs. Amateurs are generally doing fundamental things wrong in their game, technically or aiming wise. So that hurts them more than the mindset. But obviously, when it comes to professionals, everybody's good at aiming. Everybody's got a repeatable cue action. You know, various different levels within that. But generally, players are great of that. But the thing that kills them the most and stops them playing to that high level will be mindset. And like I said there, the key to being a successful professional is when you're in that arena is being better with a mindset. That's the golden ticket. So hopefully that was all right. Please comment below and suggest anything for the channel, and I will see you soon.